Welcome back to Motorcycles Tours to Spain, and I'm with Duncan Gough, and we're discussing when and where is the best times to visit Spain. And now we're going from August onwards, Duncan.
August is the holiday month for the whole of the Iberian Peninsula.
Yes.
So everybody takes the whole month off. And this has two parts to it in a way. One, obviously, everybody's going on holiday. So if you're booking into the areas, particularly the Pyrenees, for instance, in August, you need to book well in advance. It's dodgy trying to go even on your own and looking for accommodation just on the day because everything is booked out.
Yeah.
This can also apply to campsites because a lot of families will go to their favorite campsite and spend the month there. Yeah. And we'll talk about campsites later. Yeah. But that means that you've got to really think about it a little bit. The corollary is that in September, some of the restaurants, bars are shut. It can be the payoff because they've all worked full on all August. And so they're now shut down. So where you expected a restaurant to be open, you may find there's a little bit more difficulty because they're closed, particularly in the much more rural areas. August is obviously going to be hot. It can be very hot. And I would say avoid the south in the whole of August.
South of Madrid?
South of Madrid. I mean, yes, the Segura and Cavola, which I talked about before, can be a place to go. But, I mean, the Spanish they don't talk about this. They keep it for themselves because it's got its forests, its lakes, that you can have a nice time in there if you really are wanting to go to the south. But otherwise, August for me, actually, I would say the areas to go would possibly be from Sanabria down to the Sierra de Gata on the Portuguese border, the Gredos and the Guadarrama, and the Demanda, which is my favorite little area. And those are good places to go in August. It's not as crammed as the Pyrenees, as the south.
I was just thinking there while you were talking, I don't think I'll go anywhere in August. One of the reasons is we've got to get there. And that, you know exactly where I'm going. That ferry can be quite pricey, even non-peak. But in August, that could get up to £1,000.
Yeah.
Couldn't it? For bike and this ring of mountains you've just mentioned there, in 27, I'm doing that circle.
All right.
And I'm calling it the Lomo de Dragón, the dragon's back, because of the peaks.
I've done a tour, a couple of times I've done tours in May actually.
Yeah.
And it's called the High Passes Tour.
Yes.
So it's the Gredos and the Guadarrama, and in 6 days we do 60,000 feet of ups and downs over the passes.
There's some wicked, and I don't know the room number, there's some wicked hairpins down one of these. If you come from Estrella and across, it'll be here.
In the Gata.
Wicked hairpins like that.
Oh, yeah.
Woof, woof, woof. August, okay, so September,
and we can lump September and October together, I think. I mean, it used to be that by the end of October, you could say it would start raining.
Yeah.
But now it's more variable than that. But September, obviously, there is the thing, the schools have gone back and all of that. So it can be a great time.
My favourite time, September.
To be travelling. And you can go back down to Andalusia and enjoy the area there. If you're going to do a big circuit, then I think September, October could be one of the best slots for doing a big circuit the way around Iberia. As I say, because of August, there may be some places that are shut for their own holidays. but then in October it'll be picking up again after that. November, December. Now then, I would still come down here. In fact, it's lovely to come down here because I'm solar powered, and when I don't get sunlight, I am absolutely useless. The whole of the winter months, I just do nothing.
You can start to get the infamous Spanish rain in November.
Yeah.
Harder this year. If you've not experienced the Spanish rain, 200 litres per square metre. So that, you know, the 45-gallon drums you see, that's one of those per every square metre. Boof. That can, but they don't tend to last very long. I think they can, but generally you'll get drenched in about 20 minutes and then the sun shines again. You just got to survive the 20 minutes.
You've got to survive the 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But also with, again, there is more water with global warming. They are getting more drastic. Yeah. I went through 2 years ago, I think it was, we went through Valencia and we had lovely weather. We went down to Almeria. A few days after, they had those dreadful floods in Valencia that just whacked through.
Have you been through since Terriol or anywhere since those floods?
Yeah.
The amount of bridges they've had to replace.
Yes.
I'm getting political. One of the reasons down south I think the floods can be so bad is the olive trees, and they plough underneath the olive trees. So when that water comes down on a 10,000 square meter mountainside, there's nowhere for that to, and it'll hit the mud, can't soak in because it's baked all summer, it's hard, and down she comes. Yeah. November.
No, but as I say, I've gone down in November. I mean, I actually flew down one time not so long ago. I mean, I'm lucky because I've been traveling Spain so long. I've got friends, Spanish friends, all over the place. And I've got a friend who has an avocado farming near Coín, which is right down here.
Yeah.
And so I went down and helped with the pecan nut harvest, and had a nice few days down there.
We'll talk about favourite roads later. I was going to jump in and talk about one of my favourite roads, but I'll leave it. If you know Coín, you'll know that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. November. Where are we? To December.
Yeah. Fly and ride.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm. The trouble is getting away from the family, but I would like to say that every December, just to build me up for blooming Christmas.
Get your sunshine in.
Have some sunshine and some heat.
Yeah. So how are you going to get to, what's your preferred way of getting to Spain now? Okay,
Yes.
There seems to be two schools of thought on this, and the two different schools of thought can't ever seem to compromise with each other, and they seem to be in one camp or the other camp. What camps am I talking about?
Well, we're talking about France or Brittany Ferries. Now, I happen to have a good relationship with Brittany Ferries because from 2010 or something like that, they paid to advertise in my books.
Right.
So I've had a long association with them. I give them feedback, for instance, from my travels. Yeah. And now every time I go on a ferry, they add me to the entertainments, the general entertainments in the main bar. Yeah. And I do an hour-long presentation about different aspects of traveling Iberia. But it does become expensive. Mm-hmm. And particularly August, it's out the window. Now, I'm going down in August because there's a total eclipse of the sun across northern Spain. And I know where I want to be up here at 6,000 feet the morning of the 12th.
August 26th we're talking about this year.
12th.
No, sorry. 2026.
Yes.
This year.
This year. Right.
Yes.
2026, August the 12th.
Have you got space on that tour?
It's not a tour.
Okay. So you're not going to take people?
I'm. The problem is the cost. I looked at the ferries. Understood. I mean, often when I do my tours, I take 3 bikes on my ticket.
I do.
But August is just too expensive. So what I'm going to do, I haven't decided yet, but I may make it a kind of rally for people that I know in particular.
Yeah.
There are people who have come repeats on my tours who I know, and we might just meet up. I will sling out some routes.
How are you going to get there then if you're not coming through that ferry to direct Plymouth to Santander? By us here, what a beautiful boat, 24 hours, entertainment, food, and they don't take the mickey with the costs of food. They've got a captive audience, but I think that's reasonable on there.
Yeah,
so if you're not doing that, how are you getting there?
I'm going to do France. Now, I actually, particularly in the early years, I quite frequently did one way through France.
Like it.
And use the ferry.
Yes.
The other.
Yes.
Depending on where. Now, I have done different routes. Some went to Cherbourg one time. I think I went to Saint-Malo one time. But then I discovered Newhaven, Dieppe. Now, Newhaven is next door to Brighton, actually.
Yeah.
It helps. I've got a friend near there that I stay the night before.
You've got friends everywhere.
Well, yeah. But it's only 4 hours, and it's so much cheaper. I think I came back a few years ago, and it was 30 quid, Dieppe, Newhaven.
Okay, so how long does it take you reasonably without doing, I know people could do it in a day, of course they could, the Iron Butt Challenge, but reasonable riding, Duncan, how long would it take you from Dieppe to get where you really want to be, Spain?
I will have one night, generally one night. It's 2 days. Okay, they're quite hard riding days.
Toll roads?
No toll roads, no motorways. What I do, one of the things is, obviously we can't see it on this map here, but if you come in at Dieppe, you can go straight, you can almost draw a straight line down to Jaca.
Okay.
And that is Tours, bypass Rouen, go down towards Poitiers, Limoges, then down to Bergerac. Then I would go Bergerac, Montmarsan, Pau, and then that will bring you up over the top at Jaca. Either through the Somport Tunnel or over the top.
If it's clear, how many times have I got to the tunnel? I've said to the guys, we'll go over the top, so you go over the top and you get around the corner and it's cloudy up there. So you go, it's still an experience going through that tunnel. Was that 6 miles long?
It's 18 kilometers, I think.
However far, that's a long proper tunnel.
I've gone through it once coming back with not a single other vehicle. It was at the end. I was thinking, I'm going to come out on Alpha Centauri. You know?
It can be hypnotic as well.
Oh yeah.
You and the lights are coming by you, and there's blue lights in these tunnels. I've got a video of it somewhere. The blue lights in the tunnel are your stopping distance, and there's cameras in it, so don't get closer than the blue light gap. I think there is a crazy distance, about 150 meters apart, but that's a bit.
Yeah.
And your sat nav doesn't work, so don't rely on that for speed. But if you can, because there's a brilliant cafe at the top, get a cup of coffee at the top. Yeah. So you're going to go down through France. Okay, I'm joking here. I have been down through France dozens of times. For me, I want to spend my time in Spain. If you make the ride through France and back part of your holiday, no reason why you can't come through France, none at all. It's absolutely brilliant. But I want to spend as much time in Spain as I can. That's why I take the ferry, direct ferry. Cool, thanks Duncan. More questions coming up. If you like these videos, this series of it, please give us a thumbs up and a like. And it'll be a pleasure to do this again with you, mate. Even if they don't like it, I'd still enjoy your time. Ride cool, ride safe, ride Spain.
Ride cool, ride safe, ride Spain.